Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing 5 dinner ideas with you guys. It has been quite some time since I've shared one of these. I apologize. I just didn't want to share double recipes, and we tend to stick to the same few recipes over and over and over. However, we did try a few new recipes here in this video. That's why I decided to film it for you guys. We had an abundance of chicken we needed to get through, so we looked up some new recipes. I might have shared 1 or 2 of these before. I don't think that I have, but I will link that playlist down in the description box, my other dinner videos I have made in the past, and I will take you step by step and how to make all of these things, all of the ingredients, and also you will see cats and children probably in the background, like Kiara over there hanging out in the basket. But I will either link all of the recipes in the description box, or if I remember, I will maybe pin a comment with all of the recipes so you guys can try them out. And if you have any questions on what we did or what we used or whatever, definitely feel free to ask. Leave it in the comments down below, and definitely subscribe if you have not hit that button already, and head over to Instagram and Facebook to follow me there as well. But let's go ahead and get into, or continue into, this dinner video. So tonight for dinner we are having this, what is it? Kielbasa potato bake or skillet thing. It's kind of like a sheet pan meal, but instead of making it in the oven, we're making it in this electric skillet that we just got at the store today, actually. First time trying it out. So you put a tablespoon of olive oil in here, and then we just put this in, yeah?
2 tablespoons.
Oh, 2 tablespoons. And then we put that in there, mix it around, zhuzh it so we get the olive oil on there. We are going to season it. Ooh, sorry, I stepped on a cat. Oh, that scared me. We're going to season it with black pepper and garlic salt. We're gonna cook it at 350 degrees for 30 minutes in here. We were going to do it in the oven originally, so what I'm gonna do is link where my husband found this recipe down in the description box. So if you don't have an electric skillet, you can cook it in the oven, or if you wanna do it in the Instant Pot or whatever it is, you can. He changed his mind to garlic powder instead of garlic salt. Why?
There's not that much sodium.
Oh, less salt. Try not to throw onions out when you mix it. We also forgot that we need chives, so Matt is chopping those up right now. And we were having to, you know, randomly stir that stuff so it didn't stick to the bottom and burn. And then we're gonna throw this on there when it's done, or do we add it in now and cook it?
Right before it's done.
And then we're also gonna put cheddar cheese on there. So here it is all plated. That's after the cheese got melted in the pan, and we put it out on the plates. Here's Bo's. I put it in the microwave. Basically looks the same. It smells delicious. We have discovered it is delicious with sour cream. Matt liked it with the ketchup on it. Do you put ketchup on it, Connor? And sour cream? Did you put anything on yours? No? But it's really, really good. This is the first time we've ever made anything like this, and we will definitely make this again. But seriously, try it with the sour cream. It tastes kind of like a cross between like a breakfast kind of a thing. Like a breakfast casserole.
Like IHOP.
Yeah, like a breakfast casserole thing, like from IHOP or something. But also like a baked potato because of the cheese, the chives, and the sour cream. So good. Okay, friends, what we are making tonight is chicken and dumplings in the crock pot. I've never made this before. It should be tasty, but we're gonna put in some onion in the bottom. And then I have 2 gigantic chicken breasts that I'm putting in here. If you have smaller ones, you can definitely use more. It calls for like 1 1/4 pounds of chicken breasts. Those are gigantic, so we're just gonna go with that. For the oregano, it says to use 1 teaspoon, but for the salt and pepper, it says to taste. So I am for sure gonna measure out the oregano. Now this recipe does say that we should be using thyme and a bay leaf, but I didn't get any of that, so we're gonna skip it. So I'm pouring in 2 cups of our chicken broth, and then I also need to open up this soup. It says like 2 10-ounce cans, so I just bought the big one, but I'm gonna open this up and pour that in there. So for now, that's all we are doing. It says to cover and cook on 3 hours, or on high for 3 hours. I'm gonna do high. What time is it?
You're gonna do low for 6.
We're gonna do low for 8 hours instead because of the settings on the crock pot. And then we will come back and show you what else we need to do. So the recipe was calling for like big carrot like coins from a big piece of carrot, whatever. I only have baby carrots, so that's what I'm using. It also I cannot talk, you guys. It called for 2 cloves of garlic, which I don't have. I have minced garlic, so I did 2 like tablespoons. I don't know, is that correct? And then it called for 2 celery stalks chopped up. I have like miniature ones, so I just kind of winged that as well. And it calls for 1 cup of peas. I have frozen peas. It says it's supposed to be thawed, but we're just gonna go with it. But I'm gonna measure out 1 cup. It also says to shred the chicken. I might have to take them out and do it. I was gonna see if these little like fork thingies would like break it up, but I don't know about that. So I did end up putting another spoonful of garlic in here because it said 3 cloves of garlic, not 2. I was totally wrong. And to shred the chicken, I'm just using this hack where you use your, whatever these are called, but I'm putting the lid on it, or lid, towel, not towel, oh my gosh, words, plate. Plate on top to help with like the splatter, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Okay, so now that I got that all stirred, I'm gonna put the biscuit pieces in here. We got an 8-pack just from Walmart. It's Pillsbury Doughboy. My husband cut these into quarters, so we're gonna put that into here. Once I get all of them, it says to mix that in together as well. Here's the biscuits, by the way. Southern home style. Any kind will do. Here is the rest of them. Put that in there. Gently mix. I'm trying to be careful. I know I have spiky things on here, but I'm trying to be gentle with it. And it smells really, really good. Now it says to continue to cook on high until the vegetables are tender and the biscuits are cooked thoroughly. stir every 30 minutes for about 1 to 1.5 hours more. So I will come back and stir it when need be, and I will show you when it's all done. So it is done. I put it in there after the biscuits for about an hour and 20 minutes or so. It smells amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this into bowls, and then I will show you what it looks like. So here is what it looks like in a bowl. It doesn't really look very appetizing, I guess, because of all the white between the chicken and the biscuit and everything, but it smells amazing. I hope it's really good. And I don't know if I mentioned, but every 30 minutes, I set a timer for 30-minute intervals, and then I went ahead and I stirred the mixture like it said. So yeah, but that's after an hour and 20-ish minutes with the biscuits and everything in there. So bon appetit. So tonight for dinner, I'm actually gonna make meatloaf and then mashed potatoes, and I'm not sure which veggie we're gonna do for the side yet, but I just follow the package of this McCormick recipe thing. So 2 pounds of ground beef or turkey, I have ground beef, 2 eggs, obviously this package of seasoning, breadcrumbs, and those are my breadcrumbs that I'm using. I already have that measured out here, my milk, my eggs. But a good way to sneak in more vegetables is either with like a food processor, which I don't have, or with a regular grater. Take some veggies, shred it into little pieces, mix it into your meat mixture. I learned that hack, I would have never thought of this on my own, from my husband's cousin. I think he's his cousin. He calls him his brother. It's not actually his brother. It's either his cousin or uncle. I don't know. He's like a chef, like a professional chef, and gave me that tip when we were over at their house for one of their kids' birthdays a month ago or something. So I'm gonna take a few baby carrots, and I think there's 3 pieces of celery in here. I'm going to shred it really finely on this side here. Hopefully it works. I've never done this before. Mix that into there so that way the kids won't like see it, or I don't know if you'll be able to taste it very well, but that is a very good idea if you're trying to get more vegetables in your kid. Just hide it in something. I don't know how well the celery is working. I feel like there's nothing here. It's just making it really weird looking and making a lot of celery juice. So I'm not gonna do any more. I think that's good. I don't want it to be like overpowering or anything. So we're gonna add all the rest of the stuff in here now. And I do always like to wear gloves when I mix the meat and stuff because it's just freezing cold and I don't wanna have to wash my hands afterwards. This is still slightly frozen. That's why it looks weird right here. It's breaking ice right here, but it should be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the oven when it reaches 375 for 1 hour. This meatloaf pan we got from Amazon. It's really awesome. I'll see if I can link it down below for you guys. But our problem usually with making meatloaf is we can't drain the fat necessarily. We don't want it sitting in the fat. So this tray, you can pull the meatloaf out and there's holes in it, so the fat will just drain to the bottom, and you don't have to worry about like greasy meat, because my husband has a sensitive stomach when it comes to meat. That's usually why we buy the higher quality meat, so there's a lot less fat to drain and whatnot. But this thing is really awesome. And then in about 30 minutes or so, I will also start on the potatoes, and we just peel them, cut them usually into like quarters or smaller, boil them in water for 30 to 45 minutes or so, and then we'll mash them, put in butter and milk. So once all of that is going, I will show you guys. Here's how everything turned out. It looks really, really good. It smells delicious. And then I totally forgot that we actually had a Caesar salad kit in the fridge, so we went ahead and made that as our veggie side. So bon appetit. So for tonight's dinner, I am making a chicken enchilada soup. So I have my chicken breast already cut. It said to cut it into thirds. I'm not really sure what that means. Not only am I really bad at math, I'm not like a great cook or whatever. That's okay. So whatever that means, they're just cut up. I had 3 really big size chicken breasts. It says 2.5 pounds, I believe. We need 1 whole onion. I have about half because I split it with yesterday's dinner for the chicken and dumplings. So about a half of an onion, a can of red enchilada sauce. Yes, this is gonna smell so good. A can of diced tomatoes. I got the one with the green chilies. If you don't like green chilies, leave it out if you want to. I already measured out my cumin and my chili powder and garlic powder, so that's what that mixture is. It does say to use a can of corn. I decided to use the Southwest corn just because I thought it would add some extra flavors into this dish that's not going to focus, and I don't have the hands for this right now. There we go. Poblano and red peppers in there. You can use regular corn, of course, if you don't like peppers. And also 1 can of black beans that are drained, so throw that in there. We do also need 2.5 cups of chicken broth, but I'm going to just use the 2 cups that are left in here. This is basically 4 cups, whoops, you know, all together. So I needed 2 the other day, so I'm just gonna use the other 2 in here. I don't think the half will be that big of a deal. Plus we have all the juices from, I mean, the red enchilada sauce and the tomatoes. Those, you know, the tomatoes weren't drained or anything, so I think it'll be fine with just this. So now we need to just mix this up really, really good. It says to cook on low for 3 hours. I'm gonna put it on my low setting for 8 hours here. And then once that time has passed, it says to take the chicken out and shred it, add it back in, and then we have some more ingredients to add afterwards, like heavy cream, cheese. I think we put sour cream in this, or maybe it's topped in the bowl. I don't remember, but we will find out later when I come back to you guys in a few hours. Okay, so this has been in here for quite some time, since like 10 o'clock, and it's 5:17 now. It smells amazing. So I'm gonna try to kind of shred up the chicken just with some tongs because I have a bunch of little pieces. And then after this is broken up, we're gonna add in the heavy cream and some cheddar cheese. So the recipe calls for a 1/4 cup of heavy cream, and it calls for actually a 1/3 cup of cheese. I'm using a 1/2 cup because we are cheese lovers. So we're gonna mix that together, and the recipe says to keep like randomly mixing it until the cheese is melted, which shouldn't take that long because it's not a lot of cheese and this is really hot. And then we'll add more cheese at the end of it, like into our bowls. And there's no sour cream. I was thinking of the heavy cream. I mean, I guess you could add sour cream in here if you wanted to. So here's how it looks in a bowl. I did add a little bit of extra cheese, and then I put a little dollop of sour cream on there. But I'm very excited. If you didn't know, Mexican food is my favorite. Pretty close, right? Enchilada soup, good to go. So tonight for dinner, we are going to try and make our own orange chicken and fried rice. So this is green onions, basically just to garnish the rice with. We have peas and carrots. The peas are frozen. The carrots were baby carrots we just cut up. We have 2 bags of bone-out chicken thighs that are thawed. Then we are using this like sriracha sauce kind of a thing, this orange marmalade, soy sauce, and sesame oil. And Matt's gonna make the orange sauce in here, and then we will make our chicken in an electric skillet, and then we will also be making our rice on the stovetop. So I definitely recommend using less marmalade, or maybe buying a sugar-free marmalade, because at the end of all of this, because it was cooked with such high heat, it almost made little like candied shards of orange. And I didn't like, nobody in my family liked how like citrusy it tasted. It wasn't quite the same as like Panda, and it almost actually tasted more like a teriyaki chicken rather than orange chicken. But if we do this again, we're gonna add a little more soy sauce, a little more sriracha, and less of the orange marmalade. And like I said, try to get a sugar-free one. So those are my recommendations after having made it and ate it and everything. And the rice was good. I would add more veggies and more eggs next time, which you'll see, I'll talk about that. But if you're going to make this, try to maybe follow those tips instead. So what we're doing right now is heating up some of the sesame oil, because I need to cook the peas and carrots, and also 1 small onion. So Matt is actually chopping up the onion right now. We're gonna cook that in here. When that's done, I have to push it to the side, scramble some eggs in here, and then mix it all together. And I'm also gonna start the rice as well. And I forgot to mention it, but we did also add coconut flakes to the sauce. So I have the start of our rice going over here. There's water, butter, and rice in there. The veggies are done, so I'm gonna start cooking the egg on this side, and then once it's scrambled, I'll mix that all together. And this is the rice we have, so this is what I'm using. So I did go ahead and mix the rice with our veggies and egg mixture. I feel like we probably should have had more veggies and eggs to this. I still even have some rice in here. I didn't mix all of it. So hopefully it'll still be okay, but we're gonna go ahead and plate everything and then I will show you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end, leave me your favorite food emoji down below. Let me know which dinner was your favorite, which one you might try. Do not forget to subscribe down below and head over to Instagram and Facebook to follow me there as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day and I'll see you next time.